Hello and welcome to Loose Butthole Review. Today we are reviewing Cowboy Bebop episodes 22, 23, and 24.
Yes.
It's coming to a close, and I hate it. It hurts.
It
It
is.
hurts.
It's an emotion. It gets you start having an emotional experience.
But before we get into it, we have to get into episode 22, Cowboy Funk, the Spike versus the what I would like to refer to as the Spike versus Spike episode.
Yes, Andy.
Yes, Andy is definitely just Spike as a cowboy, but I'm very torn on this episode. I love it, but the ending of it kind of got to me, so it definitely stopped it from being at a 5, and it's a 4 for me. Cowboy
Mhm.
Funk is definitely a 4 for me. I just
Yeah.
it's great. It's a great episode.
Mhm. I give it a 5.
It just I don't know.
Because I was laughing a lot. I
I
was
didn't.
laughing a lot all throughout it.
Yeah, I laughed a lot. That's why that's why it might be a 4.5. I say it's a 4.5. I will give it a
Yeah, yeah.
4.5. I can't give it a perfect 5 because the ending where Andy is in the samurai outfit and he rides along the sun, that
That
ending just got me.
shit.
That ending just got to me too much. I just couldn't accept that ending. Uh
I thought it made sense for like what how his character actually was, just like a bored ass like rich dude just trying to jump in
yeah,
on the next thing
doing whatever he wants.
to
Yeah,
occupy him.
which is cool. I just strong weeaboo feelings that I didn't want to have. But yeah, it definitely lets you know that Spike's not the only Spike in this universe.
True. Though I feel like I mean like other than them being stupidly reckless, like they definitely differ.
Yeah, Spike seems to have a bit of a more intelligence to him. Andy seemed like he was just going with whatever, and he was very ignorant.
They share arrogance.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they share arrogance. I'd say they share bravado.
Yeah, that too.
They because Spike is a bit more. What is a bit more? It does have a bit more sense to him than Andy.
Mhm.
Andy kept forgetting who Spike was and everything, and I don't think that was just him being a douchebag. I think that was just him being stupid.
Yeah, it was him being stupid and the fact that he wasn't even taking the actual bounty seriously. He was just like
Yeah, he was just being a bounty
he's
hunter to be a
LARPing.
bounty hunter. Yeah, he was LARPing.
Yeah. He's rich too. He didn't even need the money.
So, which, and I feel that a weird references this a weird Ted Kaczynski kind of
Oh yeah.
reference with the
And
bomber
I
in
love the
this.
gag with that too. Yeah, it's like him not ever able to like make his point until like finally he just does it to like some lone guard. It doesn't even matter anymore. And he doesn't even give a shit anymore either. Because after he sees Andy in the samurai outfit, he's just like, oh. He
uh,
gets humbled.
but yeah,
The
that was good.
And
Um,
I like the voice actor on the teddy bear bomber too. I
yeah,
mean,
it was
like
a really
that was a good villain. It was funny that he was just getting shit on.
it was a very great villain. I wouldn't even call it a villain, just like
I mean, yeah, he's a. I'd
he's a
say he's a villain.
he's evil. I'm not saying he's not evil, but well, there's a difference between being a villain of an episode and just being a bad background character, and that's what he was. He was just a background character that just so happened to be evil. He had no relevance to the plot whatsoever. He was a
There's,
punchline. He was a punchline.
mm, yeah,
Which there's nothing wrong with being a punchline. It just he definitely
One of the few bounties they've gotten.
yeah, yeah, which is good.
Because a lot of times they're not successful.
But speaking of, let's how about we get into episode 23, Brain Scratch.
Yes.
This
Oh, and
one,
I do want to say, and last bounty.
oh, it was the last bounty. Yes, it was.
Oh, I guess technically not.
This
'Cause the next episode kind of was the last bounty, but this is the last of we get of the show anyway.
but yeah,
The
Brain
bounty
Scratch.
hunter show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, cuz it got canceled. It got canceled.
Hmm.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, episode 23, Brain Scratch. This was a weird one.
Hmm.
I I don't know how I feel about it because it was very referencey. It was very Heaven's Gate, Sharikyo reference heavy. Like it did.
Hmm.
That's definitely what they're there. It was on the nose with it, and I just
Hmm.
don't
And
know
it
how
makes
I
sense
feel
for
about
the.
it.
Mhm. And I think it makes sense because honestly, you'd want a cult leader. You already had like eco terrorists. You've had like, I mean, you could say Mad Perot is almost like a serial killer. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. But it turns out that this wasn't even a real person. That it was just what was this?
there was a hacker that who actually like I guess they had an accident and it made them like full on like a vegetable, but they were able to get like their mind into like the fucking Matrix, and
Okay,
they
all right,
imagined
okay,
that character,
okay,
and
okay.
they
So
were
okay. Cool. Okay,
and
so
this
it's a
is the kind of
Matrix
the
avatar. Gotcha, gotcha.
and this is the point that they kind of bring out of nowhere and then throw away too. Like they start going on like a TV rant for a second, like for a quick second, and then it gets just
Oh,
kind of brushed to the side. And that wasn't even like the kid's like or like his drive anyway. What he actually just wanted was just like to make people paralyzed like him, so everyone would be like him because he didn't think it was fair of how he was, which I thought was a way more interesting
ooh, I did not
part of
notice
it. And I
that.
don't,
I did not
yeah.
notice that tidbit that he just wanted to make. I thought it was a computer program that went that took things too far.
Yeah, and it's because they instead of like they go on a weird diversion on the TV thing, and I get kind of what they're like. They didn't do it well. Uh, what I got from it was that he pretty much was thinking, and also that everyone was stupider than him. Like they need a god and shit like that too.
Yeah,
It's like I wish they explored like him more of like thinking that everyone's just stupider than him and less deserving of being able to walk on Earth like while he has to be in that state.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, that.
Because then it's a powerful ending that he gets just totally cut off too, and then his power is just completely gone, and he's just in that state by himself.
Yeah, yeah. He's. It's a very strong emotional ending. I love the ending of it. To be honest, it was a very good
Mm.
ending. I'm just torn on that. I'm so torn on this on episode 23. I don't know why. It just I want to like it, but something makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable cuz
See, that's
it's
why I give it like a 4 point. I have to give it just a four because I don't I feel like it was a miss. They kind of just jumbled the ending just a tiny bit, and then the fact that it was really good at the end too kind of
it
like makes me a little bit more angry about that.
okay, so the reason why it makes me uncomfortable, it seems like they were kind of pandering to the cults a bit, if that makes sense.
uh,
Like this seems like they were more that this episode, if you're not out of context, can be very can have a very bad message because it seemed to have been idolizing cults a little bit, in my opinion, and that made me extremely uncomfortable.
I didn't see
It seemed
that.
it seemed so out of left field. It just seemed so out of left field how reference heavy it was with the cults.
Mm.
But
I mean, I don't think it showed them in a positive light at all.
I I I just I to be honest, I feel like it kind of did, but that's just me.
I mean, the whole like narcissism of of the main cult leader too, and the fact that he preys on people like someone with like Faye who's just like shit ton of debts, even though there's more of an actual mind controlling thing going
Hey,
on with the actual devices,
okay,
you
okay,
know.
okay,
And it's
okay. I
there's
was
like
about to
mind
have
control
to
too,
ask,
yeah.
was Faye just undercover or was she under mind control? Because it seemed to me like she was just undercover the whole time.
She might have been undercover and then got mind. I think she might have been undercover and then got mind controlled, and
Gotcha,
then it
gotcha.
actually was bringing out her insecurities, which is like a cult. That's why I don't see there's a positive light in this. It's like it mind controls you. It tricks you into like with your insecurities that this is the only way.
I just feel you can pick up a dangerous message from this episode
But I did like the uncomfortable vibe all through it, just kind of
because,
trippy like that too. I
but
enjoyed
yeah,
it. As just like a
like I will give it a 4.5. It does get a 4 point. It
true
just
crime nerd.
it gives me of course my true crime nerd, and because it's not like people are gonna understand most of the cult references, but for some people I can see this being dangerous.
Mhm. And I don't know, it's kind of hard too because it's like this is actually just like ripe after a time of like the Sharikyo, of course, was the most extreme of cults that were active in
Yeah,
Japan. But there's a shit ton of just like cult activity like that in Japan. So it's almost a little bit more normalized in that too. So it's supposed to be, I think, uncomfortable in that sense too, of just
yeah,
like what you'd
gotcha.
see weird people dressed in weird things telling you like
Well,
all around of
that's
like
not
because
what
there's
made me
like a
uncomfortable.
spiritual emptiness.
Just the atmosphere
Mm-hmm.
that the episode gave off made me uncomfortable because it was so random. It's not what I expected from Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely playing more with like sorry, existentialism. I don't know. I can't say that right now. It's probably because I've caught mouth. But
All right, and we have to move on to episode 24. Hard luck
24.
women. Faye and Radical Ed have left the ship.
Mm-hmm.
It
And it actually introduced us to a combo we didn't get enough of, Faye and Ed,
yeah, yeah.
which is really funny. A really
That
funny combo.
and I'm hurt that we're not gonna get more of it. This episode hurt me so much because you can tell that they're setting up for the finale. You can tell
Mm-hmm.
it's just all over the episode. It's just like this ain't your typical episode.
Nope.
Just when
We
the
get to
shot
meet. Mhm.
the shot of the bye bye that Ed leaves on the bebop just got me. It just I was just
Oh,
like, oh no, no.
a great use of music, definitely there too.
Yes, and you were gonna. I think you were gonna get into how we get to meet Ed's dad in this as well.
Yep, and you can see that the apple isn't really far from the tree.
Yeah, yeah. He's not the best father, to be honest.
Though it seems like he doesn't do it out of like because whenever he remembers, he's like, "Oh shit, I have to find Ed." But he's just like he's pure ADD. Like it seems like he just forgets everything he's doing on like for the mission or whatever he's caught up in. You know.
Yeah, yeah. He's in
But
that weird kind of thing where he's mapping the Earth constantly.
or yeah, he's mapping the meteor showers, and then like even explain like that it's different each time, and they have to like chase it all the time. It's very chaotic. Like the dude just lives in chaos,
Yeah,
which is makes sense for for Ed.
yeah, and it
How Ed
definitely,
is.
yeah, definitely point gives where he gets his person, where she gets her personality.
Because I mean, her dad doesn't even know what gender she is. It's like, thank you for watching my son or my daughter.
Ed has a very fluid personality. That's what I like about Ed.
Yeah, Ed is Ed.
Yeah, Ed is Ed.
Gender Ed.
But yeah, this episode would definitely be a 5 for me. It's a perfect episode, perfect send
Mhm.
off to the gang. I just love the shot of Jet and Spike eating the eggs, just upset,
Mm.
stress
And
eating.
and a real sad one for Faye, definitely.
Yes, we got more Faye backstory, which was good. Which was good.
I mean, she finally she finally figures it all out of like what happened to her.
Yeah, which is great. Which is good to know that that doesn't that's not left a mystery for the rest of the series, which is good. And
I mean, I think canonically she's like almost like 80 years old.
damn, but yeah, these last episodes have been shorter than usual, but we're coming to the end of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, real folk blues coming next. Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, we have only two more episodes left as of at recording this, and I think we covered the episodes we had as much as we could.
Mm, yeah.
So thank you for listening this long. Please like or comment dislike on the video, share it around, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And as always, go watch some more of our content, please. Uh, this
Yes.
this will be bye bye.
See you later, Space Samurai.